Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Yomi. My name is Yomi and I make college, art, and travel related videos. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I was my university's mascot. So I just graduated a week ago from Brown University and I was a Brown University mascot. So what was it like being the mascot? I'm going to be answering your questions. So for the 4 years of me being the mascot, I didn't announce it on this channel, even though it's something really interesting. And the reason why I didn't announce it was because I wasn't really supposed to talk about it. So the first question is, did you enjoy being the mascot? Yes, so easy. I loved being the mascot, having this campus spirit, interacting with families and pets and dogs and little kids, and they would come up to me and give me hugs, and it was just cool being around families and entertaining people and dancing and doing something that was outside of my comfort zone. Number two, is it easy being the mascot? No, it's not easy being the mascot. It's a very laborious job. It's very draining, very tiring, because you're in a costume, walking around and entertaining people, putting on a show, which I loved doing. But it was not easy being the mascot. I remember my first shift, I almost quit because I was in the water polo. I was at a water polo game. It was inside the swimming arena, which was like a sauna. It's very hot in there, even when you're not wearing the costume. So I was wearing the costume, and it was so hot. And I was in the costume for maybe 2 or 3 hours. It was crazy, but I still decided to continue doing it because when I start something, I like to finish something. So once you get past the first or second game, you're locked in and you can do it. But if you can't get past the first game, then like you won't be successful as a mascot and you're probably gonna quit because it's not an easy job. What's something fans do that you don't like? One thing that fans would do that I didn't like, which only a few fans would do this, but sometimes when I would walk, they would like bang my helmet and my head would go like this, which like hurts a lot because the helmet is like heavy, or the head is heavy. So just if you're ever around a mascot, like be careful when you touch them because know that the costume can be a little bit heavy, and when you're like banging things around, that can really hurt. But that was only a few fans. Was the costume hot? It depends. So usually yes. And I would get overheated sometimes. So you have a lot of breaks and I would get a lot of breaks. So I was very thankful for that. But when I was in the ice hockey arena, it was nice being in the costume because the ice hockey arena is it's very cold in there. So being in the costume would warm me up and it would be a great temperature. But if I was outside, like in the springtime on a very hot day, or in the fall on a very hot day, it'd be so hot and I would need more breaks, of course. So the costume can get very hot, but it really just depends on the time of year and the day and how long I'm out there for. Like sometimes like I'd be walking around for 10 to 15 minutes and I'd just get so hot and I would need a break. And other times I could be in the suit for 45 minutes and I'd be fine. Was there AC? Fans will often come up to me and ask me this in the suit, and in the suit you don't talk. No, there's not AC in my costume. I don't really understand the question. I don't know if there are suits, like if Disney cast members have AC in their costumes. I don't know, but no, there's no AC. Why did you apply for the job? So I worked for the Brown Athletic Department for 5 years. My university program was 5 years. And on my second year working for the department, I needed more jobs so that I could provide for myself more so in university. And I saw this job listing for the mascot and I just applied. In my university, Brown University, jobs are very competitive because applicants are very competitive. They have very strong resumes, so it's very hard to get jobs. So I would always apply for jobs and never hear a response back. So I did the mascotting gig because the job replied back to me and I ended up loving it. It's not something that I was searching for, like, oh, I really want to be the mascot. No. Yeah. So I applied and I got it. Would you do it again? Hands down, yes. I would be the mascot again. It was such a great experience, just being around people and being loving and having to be kind, forcing myself to be kind and dancing. I remember some days I would just dance so much and vibe to the beat, and I would get down and people would hype me up. They'd be like, go Bruno, go Bruno, go Bruno. Like, where's Bruno getting the spirit from? And it would just be a really cool experience. Did you have to do improv? Yes, I would improv so much, which it really was an exercise in acting. It was a master class in acting because I would have to act and do things. I wasn't able to speak in the costume, like I wasn't supposed to speak. So I would have to display my emotions and portray my emotions while not speaking. So I would have to use gestures and stuff. So I would really appreciate it when I would do a gesture and people would be like, oh, look, Bruno's sad, or Bruno's happy, or Bruno's excited, or look, Bruno's shy, because I would have to do the most minute details and expressions and in gestures to kind of get people to see how I'm feeling in the costume, because I'm a character, I'm acting, I'm entertaining kids, I'm entertaining families. What was your favorite sport to work? My favorite sport to work, oh, that's very hard. I loved working Gymnastics. Most of the sports I loved working. Like, it was just really cool. Gymnastics was really, really fun to work. Just seeing everyone flip and do all of the cool activities that they do in gymnastics, it's so impressive. What type of events did you work? I mainly worked athletic events, so hockey games, soccer games, water polo, lacrosse, and then I also worked like other events. Like one time I went to the zoo, like we would do promotional things and videos for the Brown Instagram page and different events like around campus, around Rhode Island. I even one time, actually I'll get into this later, but those are the main type of events that I would do. Would you do something like this for your future career? I mean, I would love to. Like, if I could work for Disney as a cast member, I would love to do that. Work for Universal or Busch Gardens. I'm from Orlando, Florida, so I mean, I would love that. That'd be so cool. Like, I wouldn't want it to be my entire career for my future, but I would love to do something like this again. Like the Orlando Magic. Hey, I'm in Orlando. If you need someone to be the mascot, I'm here. Did you learn anything about life from being the mascot? I learned so much about just being kind to people, about how you treat people, about respecting people, because I'm a person inside the outfit, and you can tell like who's being polite and who's not being polite, and who's respecting the fact that I'm a person inside, and who's just being like rude and like roughing my head up. Like, so you just learn how you want to be treated and how to treat people. And I just really loved interacting with kids, and if a kid was too shy or too scared or was crying, like I would leave them alone. I would try and ease them and say, hey, it's okay. Like, I wouldn't speak, but I would try and make them feel more comfortable. So I just learned a lot about life through being the mascot. Did your friends know it was you? No, my friends didn't know it was me until I made a post on Instagram a few days ago announcing that it was me. Like, my closest friends knew, or sometimes when I would get back from work and my friends would be like, hey, what's your job? Sometimes I would tell them, but most of the Brown University campus did not know that I was the mascot. Yeah. And I'm not the only mascot. There are there are a few different people who are the mascot. There's one outfit, and a few of us like signed up for shifts. But for most of the years that I did it, I was a person who signed up for, I guess, the most shifts because I just enjoyed doing it. Did you have any mascot rivals? No, there were no schools that I had mascot rivals with. I remember one time I went to the men's basketball Ivy League championships at Columbia University, New York. So we drove there on the bus for 3 hours. The cheerleaders, Bruno, and it was really cool. We went to the championships, and I performed at the game, and I was on ESPN. And I saw like 3 other Ivy League mascots, and we took photos together, and like it was really cool, like interacting with other mascots, and it was a really amazing thing. And there was another time that I did a mascotting thing. I think it was with a Care Bear for Hasbro, and it was just really cool interacting with the person in the mascot costume, like in the locker room, and just chatting with him. So no, I didn't have any mascot rivals. My favorite mascot memory, that'd be when kids would draw me things. Like, I would love when kids would draw things for me or for Bruno, and I would keep them. And they would draw photos of Bruno, pictures of Bruno, and I would keep them and, you know, put them safe. I still have them with me. I just moved out of college, out of my dorm, because I just graduated, but I still have those drawings with me. So I really appreciated those. Yeah, so, but my other favorite memory, I guess, because that's a general memory, because that would happen a lot, people drawing things for me. But my other favorite memory was, of course, going to Columbia and traveling and going to New York, and I got to see my sister and be on ESPN, and that was really cool, because I'd never been on ESPN before. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions for me about being the mascot, make sure to ask below, and I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and thank you for joining me in my college journey, because it is now over. But thank you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.